Skinny Hardaway Southern T, back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor, y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, I greatly appreciate you sliding through. If this your first time, don't make it your last time. Hit that subscription button there as well. We talk this good boxing, MMA, sports, parlays, predictions every single day, not just today. Today, we here with a boxing EP. On this EP, we got Jahi Tucker versus Truck Simpson. And I ain't gonna lie, when this fight first dropped, I thought, man, this is like great. This is like great for boxing. This is exactly what boxing needs. These type of fights, right? You got two young prospects, right? And you look at Jahi Tucker, you look at Lorenzo Truck Simpson, and you would be like, prospects, it feel like they've been fighting so long, right? But these guys are only 22, Jahi Tucker. Then you got Truck Simpson, only 25. You know what I mean? So these guys are still very, very, very young in the game. Both guys got one loss, right? But it feels like they're undefeated. Both guys got one controversial loss, right? You know what I mean? Some people feel like Jahi Tucker was robbed in the loss that he took. Some people feel like that Lorenzo Truck Simpson was robbed in the loss that he took, right? So you got some people who feel like both these guys really should have their O's. And, you know, this is what the sport of boxing needs, right? Two young guys putting it out on the line versus one another. You got Jahi Tucker, 14-1 with 6 KOs, 5'11 with a 6 to 8 inch arm reach. And ironically, right, Lorenzo Truck Simpson is exactly the same size as Jahi Tucker. They're literally identical. 5'11 with a 6 to 8 inch arm reach. Lorenzo Truck Simpson is 15-2, right? So Lorenzo Truck Simpson actually has 2 losses. 15-2 with 9 KOs, Lorenzo Truck Simpson. He lost to Wilmer Hernandez. I forgot about that loss, right? And then he had a split decision loss on overtime boxing to Rico Santana, right? So Truck Simpson has 2 losses, 15-2 versus 14-1. But this is a banger of a fight, right? These guys are identical in size. I think style-wise, right? If I'm going like speed advantage, right, I would have to lean Jahi Tucker. I would probably edge Lorenzo Truck Simpson with the power edge, right? I think that Jahi Tucker is a little more defensively savvy than Lorenzo Truck Simpson, right? We could get a situation where we get, you know, both these guys in the ring, and then they break out into a boxing match, right? And they decide, you know, who's the better boxer. Or, you know, given the personal history of what's going on, if you know a little bit about, you know, the build up and behind the scenes of this, you know that it's a little personal between these two. This fight kind of has been a long time coming, right? If you know the history behind Tucker and Simpson, right? So some of us saw this coming, right? Even though it's like it's been, you know, these two guys have been going back and forth for a couple years now at this point, right? But it's like it's finally here, like on wax, right? It's not just a rumor mill. It's not just, you know, one guy don't like another guy. You know, these two actually about to get in the ring and they about to put it on the line, right? So kudos to them. But these guys are exactly the same size. I think Jahi Tucker is a look. Both these guys have nice offensive bags, right? Both these guys got nice offensive bag. I would probably edge Jahi Tucker as having more weapons in his offensive bag. Lorenzo Truck Simpson is a guy, he's good at what he does, right? He doesn't have the most diverse game, but what he does do well, right? He does extremely well. Not few things, right? The things that he does well, right? However many things it may be, he does them well. I think Jahi Tucker has more of a crafty, right, offensive bag, right, with just the way with his movement, right. I think his movement is going to give Lorenzo Truck Simpson a lot of trouble, right, is what I'm getting at. I don't think either of these guys get knocked out, right. I do think this fight go the distance, but I probably would edge Jahi Tucker as being, you know, the better boxer in this, and with me thinking that it's going 12 rounds. Now, it will behoove Jahi Tucker to make this a boxing match, right? Because I think he's the better overall boxer, and I think he's a little more slick. I think Truck Simpson has a power advantage, right? The way that Truck Simpson utilizes his defense is a little different in the way that Jahi Tucker utilizes his defense. I think it'll be a little harder for Truck Simpson to hit Jahi Tucker than it will be for Jahi Tucker to hit Truck Simpson, right? Jahi Tucker kind of got that old school boxer kind of style, right? Even though he's 22 years old, he kind of got that, some Emmanuel Augustus, James Toney thing going, right, with his offense and defense. He's crafted like a veteran fighter, even though he's so young. Truck Simpson is kind of a high guard, walk you down, walk through you kind of a fighter, right? But he does have the ability, to use more defensive techniques, right? But sometimes, he just doesn't. Like, deep down, Truck Simpson really does, kind of want to bang a little bit, want to trade, right? If I'm Jahi Tucker, I'm not going to, bang with Truck Simpson. I'm not going to trade with him because I do edge Truck Simpson having more power, and I think that will be advantage Truck if you stand there and go back and forth and you give him a stationary target, especially when I think Tucker has a foot work advantage. He has a feet advantage, and I think he may have a hand speed advantage in this fight. And I think he has a defensive advantage, a defensive boxing advantage in this fight, right? And I think that he will be able to, again, like I said earlier, I think he'll be a little harder to hit than it'll be a little harder for Truck Simpson to hit Jahi Tucker than it will be for Jahi Tucker to hit Truck Simpson. I mean, it'll be a little harder for Truck Simpson to hit Jahi Tucker than it'll be for Jahi Tucker to hit Truck Simpson. I think this fight is going the distance. I edge Jahi Tucker as being the better boxer, so I got Jahi Tucker in this fight. Points decision. The odds are out for Jahi Tucker. Points decision. The methods aren't out just yet, but the odds have dropped. Jahi Tucker is the minus 500 favorite right now. I'm going to wait a little bit to see exactly what the odds are going to be when the methods drop, right? So I will come back in the pin comment and let y'all know exactly, what the odds will be on Jahi Tucker points. But I am going Jahi Tucker to win this fight. And, for my bettors, Jahi Tucker is minus 500 right now. So parlayable odds. But Jahi Tucker for the win over Lorenzo Truck Simpson. Same height, same arm reach. I think Jahi Tucker is a little more slicker boxer, and it'll give Truck Simpson, some problems. Truck Simpson does have the power edge. If Jahi Tucker fall into that trap of trading with Truck Simpson, then that could be bad for Jahi Tucker. But I do got Jahi Tucker points decision win. That's all I got for y'all, man. Skin the harder way. TWTea. This ain't the past. This ain't the future. But this the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Look.